She shared a photo of us with the caption, "Settling for the moment." So I gathered my belongings and disappeared completely. Now every guy she flirted with has vanished on her, and she keeps trying to reach me nonstop. Hey everyone. Before we get into the story, please remember to subscribe to the channel and tap the like button if you enjoy these kinds of tales. Appreciate the support. I used to believe that being with Mia was the kind of reliable, calm decision you make when you're done with all the chaos. We connected 2 years back at a friend's birthday celebration. She was outgoing, entertaining, and a bit unpredictable. I wasn't her usual type. She even admitted that later on. She typically went for adventurous men, the ones in creative fields or always on the move, not a guy like me with a standard office job, a home loan, and a trustworthy vehicle. Yet she claimed she was exhausted from the turmoil, and that I gave her a sense of safety. Back then, it felt like praise. And for a time, everything felt solid. I'd prepare meals for us. We'd take short getaways. We shared plenty of laughs. She mentioned feeling looked after, which filled me with pride. I figured we were creating something lasting. But occasionally, she'd drop a remark that hurt deeper than she seemed to notice. Or perhaps she did notice. For instance, when we hung out with her circle, and one joked about my aging sedan. She grinned and added, "Well, at least it never fails to start." Not thrilling, but consistent. The group chuckled. I smiled on the outside, but it lingered inside longer than I cared to admit. Or the moment she glanced at one of those sentimental social media quotes about true partners and whispered, "You're not my forever person, but you're good for me right now." I recall asking, "What exactly does that mean?" She pecked my cheek and replied, "Relax. I'm saying you're dependable." Dependability isn't common. I convinced myself not to dwell on it. I assumed she simply expressed things oddly. Perhaps that's common after past heartbreaks. You begin confusing sharp comments for straightforwardness. In reality, I overlooked many small warnings, like how she'd sometimes gaze at other men in clubs, holding the look a second too long, or how she'd casually bring up an ex messaging her, just saying hi. I'd let it slide. I refused to be the jealous partner. I believed staying composed, reliable, and trusting would make her value me more. But in retrospect, those weren't innocent remarks. They were fractures in the base. And the evening it all collapsed, those fractures broke open completely. It didn't begin with an argument or her arriving home late. It began with one simple social media upload. We'd headed out that Sunday morning, only the two of us, to a cozy coffee spot. I still recall her order, avocado on toast and a mimosa. She requested a passerby at the adjacent table to snap our picture. We were both grinning, her head resting against me. It appeared like an ideal couple moment. She uploaded it right there during the meal. I didn't suspect anything until my phone vibrated shortly after with a text from my friend, Dan. "Dude, did you check what Mia just shared on Insta?" That pulled the first string. And once I viewed her upload, the whole thing came undone. I launched the app, expecting some sweet line about breakfast or relaxed weekends. Instead, my heart sank. There we were, our happy expressions, my arm around her, her face close to mine. And beneath it, the words in clear text, settling for the moment, smiling face with sweat. For an instant, I wondered if I was imagining it. I refreshed. It remained. Reactions were already adding up. Dan messaged again. "You okay, bro?" Another buddy sent a capture with just wide eyes emoji. Then more. What the hell? I glanced across at Mia. She was enjoying her drink, browsing her screen, humming lightly. I pushed the question out. "Hey, what's that line supposed to say?" She raised her eyes as if I'd asked something obvious. "What do you mean? You wrote settling for the moment under our photo." She grinned, cocked her head, and replied, "Oh wow, you're actually upset about that? It's only humor. Calm down." I stared. Humor? Yeah. You know how people share all that mushy couple content? I figured it'd be amusing to flip it. "You're reliable. I'm with you, it's fine." My circle knows I'm joking. I didn't chuckle. "Mia, friends are already texting me about it. They don't see it as humor." She sighed dramatically. "That's because your crowd is serious. Mine understands. It's irony. Honestly, you're overreacting right now." The way she said overreacting felt like a dig. I leaned back, processing. My cheeks burned, but I stayed level. "So you figured it'd be funny to announce to everyone you're settling with me?" "It's not serious," she shot back. "You're acting like I said I despise you. I simply wrote settling for the moment, meaning you're sufficient for now. People know it's playful. Sufficient for now. The words rang in my mind. She reached over and touched my hand, as if that fixed it. Come on, don't spoil breakfast over a post. I withdrew my hand. You believed it, didn't you? Her gaze shifted briefly. Then she flashed that familiar dismissive grin. Look, I'm just saying you're dependable. You're the type women eventually choose. That's positive, whether you accept it or not. Would I even be here if I didn't want to? I let out a brief laugh, empty of joy. You just declared to everyone you're settling. You call that affection? Her voice hardened. You're exaggerating. If you're this fragile, maybe that's the issue. I want someone who can take light teasing. Not every comment is an assault. For a minute, the cafe noise faded. Glasses touching, forks on dishes, distant voices. It all blurred beneath her statements. And that's when clarity hit me. I wouldn't debate. I wouldn't beg her to remove it. I wouldn't explain to an adult why publicly labeling your partner as temporary was degrading. I simply said softly, okay, you could do worse. Her eyebrows knit. What's that mean? But I stayed quiet. I finished my drink, left cash on the table, and let the quiet speak. The remainder of the meal passed without words. She scrolled while I drank. I didn't mention it again. Back at her place, she dropped onto the sofa like it was nothing. I said I had to pick up items from my apartment. She barely glanced up. Fine, just don't pout all day. Really, relax. I agreed. Okay. I entered her room, shut the door, and retrieved my weekend bag from the wardrobe. I didn't take everything, only necessities. Some clothes, my computer, toiletries. It was plenty. The capture of her post stayed open on my screen. I saved it multiple places, not to weaponize it, but because I knew she'd erase it later and act like it never existed. I needed the proof. When I returned to the living area, she was still lounging, giggling at a video. She didn't spot the bag on my shoulder. I stopped at the exit. For a moment, I considered speaking. One final discussion, one last push for understanding. But nothing came. I simply left. At my own place, I sat on my bed and felt the full impact. The shame. The lack of respect. How she dismissed me like I was the issue. Yet beneath it, a quiet peace emerged. I didn't explode. I didn't break down. I didn't reply when my phone began notifying minutes later. Mia, so you're actually walking out? Over a post? Mature. Mia, wow. You're ridiculous. Mia, if you want to play victim, go ahead. I'll be out with friends tonight. Maybe learn to have fun. I silenced the chat and flipped the phone over. That evening, she rang 6 times straight. When ignored, she left a message. Her words slurred. You're blowing it up, babe. Seriously, my friends knew it was a joke. Stop playing hurt. Call back. I didn't. Next day brought more messages. Mia, unbelievable. You're truly ignoring me over this? After all I tolerated? Mia, you think someone better is out there? Haha. Good luck. Mia, don't bother returning. You obviously can't deal with me. I ignored those too. Instead, I blocked her contact. Then, on every platform, I removed our photos. I unfollowed her circle. I erased her from my online life as if she'd never been there. For the first time in 2 years, breathing felt easier. No confrontation. No shouting. No theatrical split. Just quiet. And quiet, it turns out, carries more weight than anything I could say. Naturally, I knew she wouldn't accept it. Mia fed on attention. Without mine, she'd seek elsewhere. And I was correct. Because as I adjusted to my new calm, she was learning her small joke had far-reaching consequences. And it was no longer amusing. I assumed blocking her would end things. Out of mind, out of sight. But the web preserves evidence. By midweek, several people forwarded me captures of her upload. Not only close buddies, distant contacts, colleagues, even family. Someone had shared it in a closed group with, imagine your partner calling you temporary publicly skull. It spread rapidly. I stayed silent. No defense for her or me. I allowed it to remain as she'd made it. Meanwhile, Mia attempted damage control. She edited the line to Sunday brunch with my love red heart. Too late. Captures were everywhere. I sensed the impact when old acquaintances messaged. One from school wrote, "Man, I saw that. Brutal. You deserve more." Even my manager, not big on social media, asked quietly one day, "All good personally?" That showed how far it reached. It wasn't private humor anymore. She'd shamed me before our shared world. Now she faced the consequences. By week's end, she broke. A lengthy email arrived, since other channels were closed. Subject: You're making this huge. I can't believe you're shutting me out like this. People are misreading it. You know my intent wasn't that. It was irony. My friends understood. Yours lack humor. Now I'm painted as awful, and it's because you won't clarify. If you cared, you'd back me up. Call so we can resolve this. I read it twice, then trashed it. The twist was clear. I'd been shamed, yet she expected my protection. That I'd clean her self-made mess. I didn't. Over the following month, updates came via shared contacts. The post damaged more than pride. A colleague commented snidely at work. She snapped publicly. Management intervened. Her workplace image suffered. A man she'd flirted with quietly, one of the thrilling types she compared me to, used the line to mock her. Said, "Yeah, you seem like the settling kind. That's why I'd never commit." Then vanished. Even close friends distanced themselves. One reportedly told her directly, "You appeared superficial." Your choice. Through it all, I remained quiet. No updates. No explanations. No rants. Nothing. It likely tormented her, because the next email shifted to pleading. "I miss you. I realize I erred. Can we meet to discuss? Please. You're the only one who truly cared. Others are shallow. Don't let one dumb post destroy us." I didn't answer. I could picture her tone swinging between arrogance and need. For the first time, I held the upper hand. Not through shouting. Not by proving points. Simply by being gone. Absence was what she couldn't tolerate. And her appeals were just beginning. When the second email went ignored, Mia tried new approaches. Blocked everywhere. She used temporary numbers. First playful. "Hey there, stranger, winking face, miss me? You won't ignore forever, lol. Let's chat." Then guilt. Wow, discarding 2 years like nothing? Everyone's villainizing me. You know I'm not that person. You're the only one who sees the true me. When ineffective, she flipped. Fine. Stay bitter. Block away. But don't return begging when you see I'm the best you'll get. Each message reinforced my decision. Anger faded. Just distance. Like observing someone sink in sand they stepped into. The breaking point arrived when she appeared at my building. My neighbor alerted me. "Hey, some woman buzzing all units asking for you. Call authorities?" Peeking out, there she stood, dressed impressively, makeup flawless, carrying takeout from my favorite place. She scanned nervously, then up toward my window, sensing my gaze. I retreated and shut curtains. 30 minutes later, the concierge messaged. She left. Left the food here. Said you'd enjoy it. I didn't retrieve it. A week on, I bumped into a shared friend at the gym. "Bro," he said, shaking head. "Mia's struggling now?" She insists it was sarcasm. But no one believes it. "Not my concern," I replied, loading plates. He paused, then nodded. "Smart. Don't let her pull you in. She's frantic." She expected pursuit. Your total silence? It's eating at her. I shrugged. She craved excitement. Let her have it. He laughed. By month 2, her need turned obsessive. She slipped a handwritten letter under my car wiper. "I know I ruined it. Don't discard us. Recall Miami? Our talks of cohabiting? You can't erase that. One talk, please." I discarded it unread fully. She appeared at my office once. Reception alerted. "Ex in lobby. Wants you." "Security?" "Yes," I said. By my arrival downstairs, she'd left. But not without a small bag at the desk. Framed as photo, sticky notes saying "You're my one, destined." I instructed toss it. Mia needed response. Any kind. It fueled her. I offered none. That quiet, more than any conflict, wore her down. Messages evolved from fury to begging. "Please, say how to repair. You don't have to reunite. Just don't despise me. I can't rest. Can't eat. Miss you terribly. Anything." Then I saw it wasn't love. It was dominance. Not grief over losing me. Grief over losing control of the game. Once clear, return was impossible. But fate had more lessons. Because her desired upgrades? They were about to show their colors. Mia always sought better. Even together, she'd remark on others' drive. Their energy. She believed keeping doors open was advancing. She didn't see those men didn't value her similarly. Updates came indirectly. That finance type, Derek, she'd eyed, finally dated her. Briefly. A week or so. He wined her, paraded in his luxury car. Made her feel elevated. She shared his vehicle story with. This feels thrilling smirking face. It backfired fast. He reportedly mocked her privately. Overheard at a lounge with friends. Yeah, she's attractive. But that settling caption girl. Not looking to be temporary. Fun only. Not serious. Then stopped contact. No reason. No ending. One day his car posted. Next, vague quotes on disloyalty. I didn't celebrate. Didn't contact. But details arrived. Captures from all sides. Colleagues shared Derek's reply on a post. Teased about Mia, he wrote harshly. Never serious. She thinks she's advancing, but circles back. Pass. I nearly pitted her. Nearly. Then recalled her words under my photo. Settling for the moment, smiling face with sweat. No pity. By then, her facade crumbled. The bold, witty woman vanished. Replaced by desperation. Her third email differed. Subject, please. Long paragraphs on her error. Derek meaningless. I was her true care. Ended with, I understand now. You're the security I shouldn't have risked. Start fresh? I'll show you. No reply. The quiet consumed her. One evening out with buddies, she entered the same spot. Spotted me immediately. Hesitated. Then approached. Hey. Forced smile. Long time. I glanced at her, then my glass. Yeah. She fidgeted, awaiting engagement. When none came, she hurried. I just wanted to apologize. That line was dumb. You know my humor. And Derek. I stopped her. No thanks. Her expression dropped. I mean it. I repeated, no thanks. Stood to rejoin friends. Her shock and fear. Perfect closure. Later, a friend said, you nailed it. No room given. Correct. Giving her space always meant she'd claim more. Now, she had zero. And consequences continued. Derek wasn't final. Just start. By spring, Mia became a warning story. The original post lingered in chats. Like legend. Imagine partner labeling you temporary openly. It resurfaced often. I'd hear indirectly. Seen that old thing again? Friend ask. I'd shrug. Still going? Crazy. It wasn't my weight anymore. Hers. Her decline was gradual. Embarrassing. Visible. A friend still viewing her page updated, disbelieving. First sad quotes. Deep love leads to deep pain. Then pity posts. True loyalty scarce. Post Derek, 2 more quick flings. Similar flashy types. She always claimed I lacked. Each under a month. She'd share drinks, selfies. Lines like, found my match, finally read heart. Each time images vanished silently. No note. Pattern clear to all except her. She believed ascending. Actually descending. Meanwhile, I improved quietly. New residence downtown. Nicer vehicle. Practical, solid. Without emotional toll, money went further. Career surged. Promotion leading big project. Travel, recognition, pay rise. Not only tangible. Regular workouts. Revived interests. Friendships strengthened. Weekends enjoyable again. I flourished. Mia noticed. Her major return attempt was a shared friends party. I arrived with colleagues. Enjoying. Felt her gaze across. She appeared changed. Still pretty. But tired. Strain visible. Like sleepless regret. She waited till bar, then approached. Hey. Softer voice. Less assured. You look great. Really content. I sipped. Thanks. I am. That unsettled her. I've thought about us endlessly. How I destroyed it. Wish I could undo. I arched brow. The line, you mean? She reddened. Idiotic. I was idiotic. Didn't mean it. You know. Didn't seem so. She swallowed. I miss you. Beyond words. I doubt you trust me. But those others. Not like you. They didn't truly care. I just. She paused, shaky. Want another shot? Please. I placed glass down. Faced her. Said evenly. You had me. Made it a joke. She recoiled. No sequels. Walked off. Afterward, efforts grew chaotic. Messages via friends. Tell him to speak? 5 minutes. Note at my door once. On future family. Aging together. Appeared at office lobby. Escorted out, refusing to go. Each time, same response. Quiet. No anger left. No attachment. Fully released. The more I released, the more it tormented her. She'd assumed I'd always be backup. But I'd moved far beyond. Soon others saw too. At Josh's wedding. Mutual friend. I nearly skipped knowing she'd attend. But chose not to avoid. Why should I? Reputation wasn't mine to guard. Entering, greetings warm. Friends patted back. Heard the promotion. Looking good. Then spotted her. At side table with women. Elegant. But burdened posture. Eyes met. I knew approach coming. During drinks hour, she came. Glass in hand. Practiced smile. Hey. Softly. You look incredible. Truly glad. Polite nod. Thanks. I am. Rattled her. Missed you. Can't stop regretting what I broke. I waited. Words rushed. Immature. Didn't value until gone. You were my best. Threw away. Others temporary. You real. Eyes teary. Genuine plea. Another chance, whispered. Please. Fresh start. No one needs no. Let me prove change. I set glass. Faced her. Calm tone. You label me temporary. Pale face. Not privately. Not angry slip. Publicly under photo. She shook head, shaky voice. Not like that. Yes. Perhaps thought clever. Perhaps thought safe. But it revealed truth. You viewed me disposable. Tears formed. No. I interrupted. That's why no return. The man you saw is temporary? Not waiting. Moved forward. Let it land. Added, you turn me punchline. Now your lesson I share when asked why I refuse less. Stunned stare. Mask shattered. Voice rose, raw anger. Think you're superior now? Promotion, new car? No one will love like me. I stayed steady. Faint smile. Already found. Face collapsed. Didn't watch further. Returned to table, friends. Felt her stare. Didn't matter. Mia no longer my issue. Closed chapter. Later, during first dance, friends said. Saw that talk. Handled masterfully. Shrugged. Nothing to handle. She's trapped past. I've advanced. Meant it. No longer haunted by words, moods, games. Liberated. As music rose amid joy, realized. Being labeled temporary best gift. Showed what I no longer accept. Last direct exchange with Mia. She persisted, messages, appearances. Never another response. Eventually faded. While I built genuine, stable, lasting truth, I was never temporary. She was. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and press like. What's your opinion on this tale? Drop it in the comments.